Electronic gambling, in its myriad forms, from the flashing lights of slot machines to the strategic allure of online poker, has woven itself into the fabric of modern society. But what is it about these digital games of chance that draws us in? The answer lies in a potent blend of technology and psychology. These games are meticulously designed to captivate our senses and exploit our brain's innate reward systems, creating a cycle of anticipation and reward that can be, well, pretty difficult to break. One of the key factors in the allure of electronic gambling is the element of chance. The unpredictable nature of these games, the tantalizing possibility of a big win, triggers a rush of excitement that keeps players coming back for more. This is further amplified by the immersive nature of electronic gambling. The flashing lights, captivating sound effects, and engaging graphics create a sensory cocoon that can make players lose track of time and reality. Moreover, the ease of access to electronic gambling platforms plays a significant role in their widespread appeal. With just a few taps on a smartphone or clicks on a computer, anyone can enter a virtual casino anytime and anywhere. This constant availability makes electronic gambling a particularly potent form of entertainment, but also one that carries significant risks. However, beneath the glittering facade of electronic gambling lies a complex interplay of psychological and neurological mechanisms that can lead to addiction. Understanding these mechanisms is crucial in comprehending the potential risks associated with this increasingly popular form of entertainment. To truly understand the addictive potential of electronic gambling, we must delve into the intricate workings of the human brain. Our brains are hardwired to seek pleasure and avoid pain, a primal instinct that is governed by a complex network of neurons and neurochemicals. This network, known as the reward system, plays a crucial role in how we learn, form habits, and experience pleasure. When we engage in activities that are perceived as rewarding, such as eating delicious food, listening to our favorite music, or achieving a goal, our brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This dopamine surge creates a feeling of euphoria, reinforcing the behavior that led to the reward and making us more likely to repeat it. Electronic gambling, with its carefully calibrated mix of uncertainty and potential rewards, effectively hijacks this ancient reward system. The act of placing a bet, particularly in games with rapid outcomes like slot machines, triggers a surge of anticipation in the brain. This anticipation itself is rewarding, releasing dopamine and creating a sense of excitement even before the outcome is known. When the outcome is favorable and the player wins, the brain is flooded with an even larger amount of dopamine, further solidifying the association between gambling and reward. This creates a powerful feedback loop. The anticipation of a reward triggers dopamine release, encouraging further gambling, which in turn leads to more dopamine and a stronger urge to continue playing. While the initial dopamine rush is a natural part of the brain's reward system, repeated exposure to gambling activities, particularly in susceptible individuals, can lead to significant changes in brain structure and function. This process, known as neuroadaptation, is a hallmark of addiction and plays a critical role in the development of gambling disorder. One of the key changes that occur during neuroadaptation is a downregulation of dopamine receptors in the brain. As the brain becomes accustomed to the frequent dopamine surges triggered by gambling, it becomes less sensitive to its effects. This means that over time, gamblers need to gamble more frequently or for higher stakes to achieve the same level of pleasure they once experienced. This phenomenon, known as tolerance, is a key indicator of addiction. Furthermore, neuroadaptation affects other areas of the brain involved in decision-making, impulse control, and habit formation. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive function and rational decision-making, becomes less active in individuals with gambling disorder. This impairment in executive function makes it difficult for them to resist urges, control their impulses, and make sound decisions, particularly when it comes to gambling. Another brain region implicated in gambling addiction is the insula. This area of the brain plays a role in processing emotions, including the negative emotions associated with loss. Studies have shown that the insula is less active in individuals with gambling disorder, suggesting they may be less sensitive to the negative consequences of their actions. Beyond the neurological changes, a complex interplay of psychological factors contributes to the addictive nature of electronic gambling. These factors, often exploited by game designers, can trap individuals in a cycle of distorted thinking and harmful behaviors. One of the key psychological principles at play is reinforcement. Every win, no matter how small, acts as positive reinforcement, strengthening the desire to gamble. This is further amplified by the variable ratio reinforcement schedules employed by many electronic gambling games. Unlike fixed rewards, where the payout is predictable, variable ratio schedules offer rewards at unpredictable intervals. This uncertainty keeps players hooked, as they never know when the next big win might come. The illusion of control is another powerful psychological tool used in electronic gambling. Many games incorporate elements that give players a sense of agency, such as choosing which lines to bet on in a slot machine or making decisions in a simulated poker game. However, this control is often illusory, as the underlying algorithms governing the games ensure a predetermined house edge. Cognitive distortions or irrational thought patterns further contribute to the gambler's mindset. The gambler's fallacy, for example, is the mistaken belief that past outcomes influence future ones. For instance, a gambler might believe that because a slot machine hasn't paid out in a while, it's due for a win, even though each spin is independent. If I just play a little longer, I'll win back my losses. This machine is due for a big payout. The digital revolution has ushered in an era of unprecedented accessibility, and the gambling industry has been quick to capitalize on this shift. Electronic gambling, in its various forms, is now readily available at our fingertips, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This ease of access, coupled with aggressive marketing tactics, has contributed to a surge in the popularity of electronic gambling, particularly among younger demographics. Unlike traditional brick-and-mortar casinos, which often require travel and face-to-face interactions, online casinos and gambling apps offer a level of anonymity and convenience that can be both appealing and, honestly, pretty dangerous. Players can gamble from the comfort of their own homes at any time of day or night, without the social stigma sometimes associated with traditional gambling venues. Furthermore, the fast pace of electronic gambling games, with spins or rounds often taking mere seconds, contributes to their addictive potential. This rapid cycle of betting and receiving outcomes can quickly lead to players spending more time and money than they intended, often without even realizing it. The immersive nature of electronic gambling, with its engaging graphics, sound effects, and interactive elements, further blurs the lines between reality and the virtual world. This can make it difficult for players to disengage from the game, even when they are aware of the negative consequences. While often marketed as a harmless form of entertainment, electronic gambling can have a significant impact on both physical and mental health. The constant stimulation from flashing lights and rapidly changing images can lead to eye strain, headaches, and sleep disturbances. Prolonged screen time, especially during nighttime hours, disrupts the body's natural sleep-wake cycle, leading to insomnia and other sleep-related problems. The addictive nature of electronic gambling can also take a toll on mental health. The constant pressure to win, coupled with the financial losses that often accompany problem gambling, can lead to stress, anxiety, and depression. In severe cases, individuals may experience suicidal thoughts or engage in self-harming behaviors. Furthermore, the immersive nature of electronic gambling can lead to social isolation. As individuals become preoccupied with gambling, they may withdraw from their social circles, neglect their responsibilities, and experience difficulties in their relationships. This isolation can exacerbate feelings of loneliness, shame, and despair, further perpetuating the cycle of addiction. It is crucial to recognize that the health risks associated with electronic gambling are not limited to individuals who meet the criteria for gambling disorder. Even recreational gambling can have negative consequences, particularly when it becomes excessive or leads to financial difficulties.